Hello everyone and welcome back to ZOHO Books course. In this video we will explain or discuss the third stage in preparing your ZOHO books. In this stage we will record or we will see how to record opening balances for assets, liabilities and equity in case the migration date is the first date of fiscal period. In case the date of the migration is other than the first day of the fiscal period, you have also to record the opening balances for expenses and incomes. So the question is, what is the procedures should be applied before recording opening balances? Here are three main steps or procedures should be performed before recording the opening balances of assets, liability, equity, and other items. So the first one here is identifying migration date. There are two choices as follow, as you see here. The migration date, it could be at the beginning of fiscal year or fiscal period. So for example, if we decide to transfer to ZOHO books at the beginning of or at the 1st of January, for example, and this date is the first day in the physical period. This is the case, and the other case is to transfer to ZOHO books any other date than the first date. In this case, so we have two cases here. Migration date at the beginning of fiscal year, and in this case only we have to record balance sheet accounts, and balance sheet accounts means that you have to record assets, liabilities, and equity. So in the first case, only we have to record all the items which included in the balance sheet, and that will include assets, liabilities, and equity. But if we have other date than the first of the fiscal year, here we have to record the opening balances for assets, liabilities, equity, and also in addition we have to record expenses and revenues. So what is the difference between the first choice or the first case and the second case? Here is the difference is in the second case you should to record opening balances which related to expenses and revenue. So the first step here, you have to be aware by migration date to decide which accounts should be recorded in opening journal. This is the first step. What about the second step? The second step should be get assurance that all the accounts listed in balance sheet and income statement are ready in a chart of accounts. This is required the following. The first one, add new accounts. For example, you have an account which related to Bank of Palestine, and when you check your chart of accounts, you didn't find that account. In this case, you have to add this account to your chart of accounts to be able to record the balance which related to this account. So the second item, or the second case, it could be edit other accounts. So you can change the account name or the account title, and make some changes and editing in the chart of accounts. So this is important procedure or important step, because when you are beginning to enter or filling the initial balances for the accounts, you need to classify it or to record it in a specific accounts and in as identified in a balance sheet or income statement. The last procedure is to check all vendors, customers, and items listed in balance sheet are ready in ZOHO Box account, in your ZOHO Box account. This is required the following: add new customers, vendors, items to the list in your ZOHO box, ZOHO account, and after that recording opening balances for items, and we will see how we can perform that duties. And now let's return to our case now. So the first thing is um, here, uh, as described here, this firm or this company decide to transfer to Zoho Box system at the 1st of January 2024. So in this case classified as the first case. The first case only describe migration in the first date of fiscal year, and in this case only we focus on recording assets, liabilities, and equity items. So in our example here, we will focus on the first case, which related to recording assets, liabilities, and equity. Let's move down. As you see in this balance sheet, we have cash, Cairo Amman Bank, Al Quds Bank, accounts receivable, Noor Salma, and etc. Inventory. What are the items in our inventory, and also the fixed assets. Liabilities, accounts payable, and tax payable, short-term loan, long-term loan, and equity. And this is the total. So here we identify the first procedure. We have to transfer only assets, liabilities, and equity. What is the second one? The second one, we have to get assurance that all that accounts available in our chart of accounts. And this means you have to go to chart of accounts in your ZOHO box and check all the accounts here, as we will see sooner. And the last one, or the last procedure, to check that all vendors, customers, items which mentioned in our balance sheet are recorded in customer list, vendors list, and items list. So let's move to Zoho Box and check if these accounts are available in our chart of accounts or not. From this screen, we go to accountants and select chart of accounts. First of all, have a look at all the accounts suggested by Zoho. As you see here, uh, and the chart of accounts suggested by Zoho according uh, to the business type which identified in initial setup which we performed before. This is the account in the accounts in a chart of accounts, and you can have a look at that accounts. And as you see here, this sign means you cannot delete this account, but this account you will be able to delete this account. As you see here from the alternatives, you can delete this account. Okay, so the types of account, or as you see here also, you can rearrange the chart of accounts according to this criteria. As you see here, you have current assets and cash and accounts receivable, fixed asset, and other current liabilities and accounts payable, other liabilities, equity, all the details which related to your entity will be here, and also the income accounts and the expenses accounts, all of them are located here in a chart of accounts. How we can a processing a chart of accounts. You can import your own a chart of accounts by clicking here, click here and import chart of accounts, and you have to choose the file and going ahead for the next procedures. This is one way that you can upload your own chart of accounts if it's ready in your previous database. Let's go back. Also, you can add new accounts. How we can add new accounts? You can click here and go ahead with other details, and as we see sooner. Also, that accounts also you can click it. This is the details which related to this account, and you can make edit for that account, the name of account, or other characteristics of that account. You can make the changes you want, but you have to give a special intention for that procedure if you exactly if you want to change the details which can affect your balances and your accounts. So go back to chart of accounts, and here we have to find the accounts which listed in our balance sheet, is it existed here in a chart of accounts or not? So the first one is cash. If you go here, we have cash, undeposited funds. So we can consider this account as a cash account. And also, if I click this account, we have the ability to edit the name of account. We can classify it as or called it as cash cash and save the changes. So when we return back to our chart of accounts, we have cash account. What else in our balance sheet? Cairo, Amman Bank, and Al Quds Bank. So we scroll down to see if we have something like this or banks or so current assets, advanced employee advanced sales to customer. Here we haven't anything or any account related to banks. How we can create a new one? We can go here, new account, and classify, uh, choose the account type, and here we choose bank. And when we choose bank, we have to go back and the name of, for example, okay, Cairo Amman Bank and ILS currency. If there is a code or account number, here we have to choose the currency for that account. If we have more than one branch, we have to identify it, and also you can write some description if it is necessary, and after that you can go and save. So in your chart of accounts you have Cairo Amman Bank, ILS, and the category is bank. And also I think we have another account in our balance sheet. We have Al Quds Bank, okay, Al Quds Bank, and we return to ZOHO and click new account, and the same procedures. We have to choose banks and also Al Quds Bank, ILS, and the same details, and also save. So in we have now three accounts: cash, Cairo Amman Bank, bank, and also Al Quds Bank. So return to your accounts payable. Here we have accounts payable, but we will solve and process this item later. Inventory, we have inventory, and also we have to process this details later. So the details which related to accounts receivable and inventory and items and accounts payable, we have to process it in out of a chart of accounts. So return to get assurance that also you can here make a search for specific account. Okay, there is no account here, and also let's check fixed asset. account. Only we have furniture and equipment. So in this case, we go to a new account and choose the fixed asset type account, and here we called it PPE. And if you can make this as a sub account, but in our case no, we don't need it. As create item as a fixed asset when this account is associated with a line item in a transaction. Create the item as fixed asset. Okay, fixed asset type. This will, we can solve it later. So okay, save, and we have now two accounts classified as fixed asset. The first one is property, and the second is furniture and equipment. Okay, return back to your balance sheet and check accounts payable as we discussed before. We will solve it later. Tax payable account. So return to chart of accounts, and you can also search here about any tax account. Okay, there are two. Okay, there are two tax accounts. The first one advanced tax and tax payable, and this one is related to our balance sheet accounts. So in this case, we don't need to make either adding a new account or make changing for a specific account. Return back to uh, short-term loan. Also, let's go back and check loan. Okay, there is no loan. Okay, in this case, what we need to do to go here and click new and choose or select account type. Account type in this case, long-term liability. No, not long-term liability. Here we have to choose other current liability. Okay, and the name we can also called short-term loan and save. Okay, save. In this case, this account appear in our chart of accounts as you see here. Other current liability. Okay, the next one is long-term loan. I think we have long-term loan. No, we don't have any account related to long-term loan. For that, we go to new account and also choose here account type is long-term long-term liability. Long-term liability. Okay, is there? Okay, long-term liability, and here we called long-term loan. Okay, save. And after that, we have to check if equity account is available in our chart of accounts. let's go down. Equity, owner's equity is enough, I think. So in this case, we don't need to add any accounts related to equity, and we will use owner's equity account instead of equity. So this is the first procedure, is to update our chart of accounts to contain all the accounts in our balance sheet. So this is the first. The second one, we have to update our customers list, vendors list, and finally items list. So let's first begin with what? With customers list, and we have the first one here, Noor Salama, and go back. In this case, we have to leave chart of accounts and go to purchases, sorry, sales in this case, and click customers, and you can check if this customer is in our list. It's okay. If not, we have to go here, new, and filling all the details which related to the customer. In this case, Salamanur, and here also Salamanur, and you can make other details, but I think we discussed how to make a new account and what are the details should be filled uh, in our customer card, and if you need more details, you can go back to a previous video which related to adding new vendors, customers, and items. So go here and save. In this case, Salama, Noor Salama now is one of our customers list, and go back. Salim Al Satari, okay, the same thing. We have to go here and close this and go here now in sorry new, and uh, write your customer name and select and save. So in this case, our customers list contains the two customers appear in the balance sheet. So that's okay. Now let's go to accounts payable, and we have also Mavlut. Go in this time, we have to go to purchases list and vendors, and here check if Maulud is one in our vendors list. Here we have no Maulud account. In this case, go to new and write the name and choose the name and save. Okay, also I think we have another one, Hazim Salah. Okay, and go close the screen from here and add a new vendor and write the name, choose the name and save. So in this case, we have all the vendors in our balance sheet now available in our vendor list or vendors list. Okay, تمام. Now we have to go to the last thing here to be to get assurance or to deal with is what is inventory and inventory items. This time we go to items, okay, and items, and it check if we have, so return what are the kinds of inventory here. We have iPhone 16 Pro, and all is it available in our items list? Okay, so there is no necessity to add a new item, because this already we have already this item in our items list. So what is the second one? Okay, iPhone 16. In this case, we have no iPhone 16, so in this case, go to new and identify the name, iPhone. Okay, in this case, selling price. Uh, we have, this is the cost price, not the selling price. For that, we have to guess or to identify the selling price is, for example, 4000, and the cost price as mentioned here 3550, and the account for selling, the sales should be processed in sales account, and the purchases should be processed in cost of goods sold. So and you also can select the VAT tax here and also here. Item track inventory. For this item, yes, we have to track this inventory to identify, and also choose inventory account, and here inventory asset. So go down and save. In this case, you have the two items which mentioned in your balance sheet. Okay. In this case, we reflect all the accounts, vendors, customers, items which included in the balance sheet. We reflect it in our ZOHO box account. So what is the next? The first thing after finishing from the preparation of preparation for recording the opening balances, the first thing we can do is to identify the quantities and the prices for our items. So this is the first procedure, or the first step in recording, beginning, or the first procedure to record the opening balances is items. So items, here we have to record and register the quantity for each item and the cost price also for each item. How we can do that? Click the item. As you see here, you have edit icon. Click edit and go down. So opening stock, here we record the quantity, and opening stock rate per unit, we have to identify the cost for every unit or per unit. So return back to we have here we going to what iPhone 16. Okay, what are the details for iPhone 16? We have 12 units, so we will return back here, and in opening stock we have to record 12, and the cost also as mentioned here, 3550. Okay, uh, and we scroll down and save. Okay, go also to iPhone 16 Pro and edit, go down to fill, opening stock and opening stock rate per unit, and in this case we will return back and we have 18 units, and this, okay, 18 units. Okay, and 3800 is the cost per unit, and also save. As you see here, the quantity, so purchase rate, as we recorded the cost per unit for iPhone 16, we have this cost, and for iPhone 16 Pro we have this cost, and this is represent the quantity in our stores. Stock on hand 12 units and 18 unit. So in this case we finished from recording the inventory and items opening balances. To get assurance, let's go to reports, and to see the balance sheet, it should contain inventory in the amount which we mentioned. As you see here, inventory assets, this amount. If you click at this, the details will be explained here. We have um, we have opening balances, inventory assets, opening balances, this amount, and if you click this, you will get details, more details, the details which include two items. The first one, iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro. And if you make the calculations or mathematical calculations, you will get this amount. Okay, let's return to balance sheet. So the first, assets affected by this amount. So what is the other account affected in the second side? In yes, here, as you see, opening balance adjustments. This account all the times will make your balance sheet is equal. So after you finishing all opening balances, recording all opening balances, this balance or this account should equal 0. So if after finishing your recording and this account is more than 0, so you have some error in your balance sheet. You have to go back and check and make a test where your error in recording. So we finished now recording the items, and we have to go back to something called what? Settings and organization, and as you see here, what? Opening balances. Click opening balances. By default, inventory assets is recorded here. So you have to go click here and make edit. Uh, you have to choose the branch, and after that, as you see here, accounts receivable and accounts payable assets, and etc. Let's see how we can complete our recording for opening. In case of accounts receivable, if you have uh, a file or Excel file contains all your customers and the balances for that customers, you can import it here from here. And the same thing related to accounts payable, which means a list of your vendors. If you have some files or finished and updated files, you can import it here directly to opening balances screen. Because we haven't any list here, we will go back to vendors and customers and recording the opening balances for our customers and vendors directly in their accounts, and we will see that after we finishing after we finish recording assets and liabilities. Let's begin with assets. As you see here, we have all kinds of assets. Let's return to our balance sheet. The cash, we have this amount, and we return where is the cash. We have two sides, debit side and the credit side. You have to give a special attention here where you record the balance of that account. And as you know, the natural for accounts or assets accounts is debt. In this case, we will record the amount here. So we have cash, this amount, and also what? Also, we have banks, but where banks here in this list? We have no banks. So add a new account, click add a new account. Sorry. Scroll down. Here we have banks, and we will check. Yes, we have Al Quds Bank and Cairo Amman Bank. So what is the balances for that accounts? We have, okay, go back, and I'll put 4,008. Okay, check again to be okay, that's right. Okay, inventory, and the last thing is the inventory. We already record all the details which related to the inventory, and the last account here is property. And let's go back. here PP. Okay, what is the amount? 120. Okay. As you see, inventory asset automatically calculated in the account. Okay. So what else? We go to the other side, tax payable. Okay, tax payable, return back, and tax payable classified as what? As a liability. So a tax payable here we can record 1,200. Okay, as here short-term loan 14. Okay, short-term loan 14,000. Okay, and long-term loan. Okay, a long-term loan also 50,000. Okay, 50,000. And what else? Equity. Uh, we got down equity, uh, owner's equity, and we record this. Oh, sorry, we have a big mistake here because we record this amount in this side, but actually we talking about owner's equity, and it should be in the credit side. Okay, go back. Also we have a big error here, so we have to write all this amount in the credit side. Okay, what else? Date, migration date, you have also to give attention for that date. Okay. Mm, changing the migration date. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the situation here. The total debt is equal this amount, and the credit is equal this amount, and we still have opening balance adjustments equal this amount. This means that the debt, the assets side doesn't match the liability and equity side, and the difference is equal this. But this is normal because we still didn't record vendors and customers. So we will accept this amount now, and after we filling the opening balances for our vendors and customers, we will go back to a balance sheet and check. After that, we opening balance adjustment account should be equal 0 in the balance sheet. So let's continue and see what will happen later. Okay, continue. This is a notification that the debt side doesn't match the credit side. Okay, I will accept. Continue. This is the opening journal, and this is the debt side and the credit side. So confirm. Okay, confirm. Opening has been saved. Okay. One more step is still we have to perform. What is it? Here we have to go out of settings and go to customers. We have two customers mentioned in our balance sheet, Salim or Noor Salama. Okay, click here, and also as you see here, no Noor Salama, as you see here, we have here we can enter opening balance. So what is the opening balance of Noor Salama? As you see here, 2,500. Okay, we go back to ZOHO and click enter opening balance, and choose the head office and the amount here 2,000. Okay, save. Who else? Salim Al Satari also. We have a balance for that customer. This amount, we copy it and return to Zoho box and enter opening balance, and also choose the branch, and here also the opening balance, we put here the amount and save. Okay, after that we have to go to to purchases, and after that click vendors. Who We have two vendors here, Mavlud, and we enter the Mavlud and return to check the amounts for Mavlud. We have 1,400. Okay, click here opening balance and choose the same thing, the same procedure. Okay, filling the amount and save. Okay, one more vendor is still Hazim Salah, and this is the amount for Hazim Salah. Okay, return back, click enter opening balances, choose your branch or customer vendor branch, and record the amount required for that vendor and save. Now we can say that we finishing all the procedures required to recording opening balances for the balance sheet which we discussed before. So to get assurance that our work is good, we go again to we go again to reports, balance sheet, and here, as the first thing we have to check is the opening account, the adjusted opening account. As you see here, we have no account related to this. What that means, that now the total amounts of assets is equal the total amounts of liabilities and equity. So the second step here to check is the totals of liabilities and equity. Is it equal what we entered here? Yes, the same amount here and the same amount here. So in this case we successfully recording opening balance sheet, opening accounts for balance sheet, and from now we can be able to entering financial transactions which related to purchases, sales, and other purchases like payments, receiving money, or other, and preparing also all accounting documents. So from now we will begin to making financial transactions, and we will see how we can prepare the financial documents using ZOHO Box account. Till that time, have a great time. See you. Bye bye.